Hello, welcome in for our next episode of Dragon Age. I'm super excited to see what happens tonight. Before we jump in, I'm just going to say a few words about our sponsors, and then I will hand it on over to Matt. So our sponsors are Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system that's not tied to any genre, so you can use it for any style of game that you would like to play, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. You can pick that up on Amazon if you like the physical copy. If you prefer a digital version that you can use on your phone or tablet, that can be found at ko-fi.com/Raven, like it's spelled at the bottom of the screen. Both of them have recently had a price reduction, so if you've been waiting for that to go on sale, now is a good time to pick it up. Also, Die Hard Dice. They sell amazing polymer and metal dice sets and accessories. You can find all of their products at dieharddice.com, such as the Luminous Chrome set, which I highly recommend because it's super pretty. It's like clear with all the swirly glitter and stuff in it. It's a lot of fun to roll. If you use the code Animus with a capital A, you can get 10% off of your entire order. And if you would like to catch up on this show or any others that we have on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.thefantasy.network. And with that, I will pass it on over to Matt to introduce everybody and take it away.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us here today on another Tuesday. We're going to get some introductions going and then dive into this great fun game. I'm Matt. I'm a content creator of various sorts. We're going to roll around and start with Pat. Hello.
That was so fast. Hi, I'm Pat. I'm a Tactric online. I play games here on my channel and other places. They exist. I'm sure I can't name them right now. I'm playing Calix tonight. Calix is a Navaran mage from the Grand Necropolis, and he's just, he's just along for this ride, learning about all these magic threats and doing magic math in bars. Is his vibe. He is peak indoor kid to the point of being underground mausoleum kid.
I feel like we're going to learn some more about Calix today, and I'm excited for it. Let's roll over to Anna. Hello.
Hey, that's me. I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. And I play Mariana de la Morte, who is a rogue returning home to Antiva City to deal with some family stuff. Should be an easygoing day.
Oh, nothing weird at all today, I'm sure. Next up, Icy Historian. Hello.
Hello. I am Icy Historian at Icy Historian, all the places on the internet that I feel like being found. I have returned from my month-long Twitter and social media cleanse. And so that's a great time. I play games a bunch of places and do a bunch of weird stuff. You can often find me on Pat's channel for Urban Shadows, and I will be doing a panel at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time this Saturday for the Bodana Group, talking about the value of murder hobos when working with young middle school age students playing TTRPGs, the value of player archetypes and how they help developing students, which is going to be really fun. I play Asala Polanius, who is a troublesome Tevinter Altus, who has sort of been, I don't want to say like promoted, but given an opportunity to get the hell out of the Imperium with Calix, who is equally as troublesome. And they've been sent on a very important journey that is absolutely not, please go get murdered by a spider or something, as a job description. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh boy, a built-in call to adventure. I love it. Next up is Rafiki. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody. I'm Rafiki. I'm a TTRPG streamer for most of the time. I play whatever people invite me to play, like this lovely channel with these lovely, amazing people. Other than that, I play on the channel I co-founded, the GR Crew, where we do weekly games and often as enough as possible charity streams. Outside of that, I am a composer and Here tonight I'm playing as Adrian, the only pointy ear boy in the party.
Exciting stuff. And hello, Nikki. How are you?
Hi, Nikki. I play. I mostly just play a lot of games. My character is Valentina, ex shopkeeper's daughter, who's on her own for the first time.
I'm excited to see what develops from this. We're going to have a fun episode today. So, first up, right off the bat, y'all are on the ship sailing from Estwatch, and Antiva City is in sight. We're going to go around. Whoever has an idea for this can just kind of take the reins on it. I want to know one thing that happened to your character on the boat ride from Estwatch to Antiva. So, who's ever got something can just run with it. This doesn't have to be huge and groundbreaking. Just be like a quiet little character moment, or it can be like an interactive moment. So, something that happened to your character on the boat ride over.
Well, go for it.
No, go ahead.
Well, I probably got a bit seasick again, but if one of my companions still have more of her herbal medicine to provide me, and I will help, because, well, first trip did not go so well. Second trip, well, so far so good. The city's inside and there's no NATO back, so that's good. I've probably been along the way, not talking much, but trying to listen to my companions. Not spying on them, but paying attention, trying to learn a bit more about who they are. Being a bit of a different one in the group, them being all Shem, so trying to learn about, their culture, because it's my first venture out of the woods, per se, so that's interesting.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Who else has got something?
Passively, since there isn't a lot of privacy on the ship, at least part of the party has probably seen the tattoos on Mariana's back. The heraldry nerds may know stuff about that. I have no idea. But one thing that she does do is when the crew is drinking and dancing every night, she is out there dancing every night, and I think has attempted to convince at least a few of the reluctant party members to dance with her. I don't know who that would have been, but we can roll for it.
Ooh, yeah. Who's dancing?
Hey,
Who's dancing?
elves know how to party.
Heck yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. A solid dancing out there.
Yeah.
No reluctance. Everyone's dancing. Awesome.
Just a really happy crew.
Caelix doesn't dance.
Oh, then
His company
he's the
more-
one I'm trying to convince.
he's more used to company that shambles than dance.
It's hard. It is a specific dancing style, shambling. So, is it a known style from where you're from?
Sorry,
Is it-
it cut
Is
off.
it a known dancing style from where you're from? You seem
known
you
to-
seem very stiff in your movement.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I get that a lot, but that implies I talk to more people than I do. We don't have the dead don't dance a whole lot. Believe it or not, that is not on their list of activities they prefer. At least that I've seen. I don't watch the whole city, obviously. Maybe there is a dancing quarter that I've not been assigned to.
You didn't participate in like a graveyard smash or any sort of...
And at one point there was a dance marathon idea for charity, and then we realized it would just never end.
Yeah, then Mariana definitely spins up next to Caelix and holds out her hand. We're in the middle of the ocean. No one's going to see.
I don't think he, not a lot of experience, but I don't think he would fight you much on it. I think he'd give it a try. He's just very, He's very uncoordinated and like gangly. He's a tall, uncoordinated dude. I think I described him as a mix of like Shaggy meets Slender Man.
And that's what Mariana does. She teaches Calyx how to dance for the entire journey.
Nice.
Brilliant.
That's my thing.
Love it. I love it all. It's very good. All right. Who else has got something?
I do. So we were working on this vessel, right?
Yeah.
So I think that I mean, you can't like Asala really can't hide too much that she was sort of raised in the sort of perpetual stick in the you-know-where-ness of the Imperium compared to the rest of everything. So I think that the captain probably took one look at her and was like, you are going to be like in the bottom of the ship doing something really dumb because like I'm already irritated that you exist. And I think what Asala did is for like the first like day or so of the journey was very like prim and proper. And I feel like as it goes on, she just sort of adopts the general sense of debauchery of the sailors. Not like true debauchery, but like I feel like she gets really into the card games. And she becomes like a total card shark with the sailors, and that's like her way of like it's sort of as prison rules where you go after the biggest one and you win, and that's how you find your pecking order. I think basically being part of like a nation of connivers and backtalkers and like wormy squirmy individuals really prepared her well for this. So I think that while she's dancing and drinking, she's also like come away with a fair bit of winnings from the card games, like, and some good information. I think that's what she's been doing. Enjoying that.
Oh, perfect. Love that. What has Valentina been doing on board the ship?
She's probably been quiet, I guess. Looking out, just glad to be on the ship. Everybody, I don't know if she would do a lot.
She not been staying close to Calyx and trying to learn from him more?
Possibly, but he's been dancing, right?
And not like all
like
of his...
one night he got pulled in or something.
It's like in the evening.
Maybe.
Does Calyx know you're a mage? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know. We have not seen any combat from the three mages yet.
Like, I know you grabbed the glowy things.
Yeah.
I don't think we established anything past that.
So maybe she said that she was a mage and is trying to learn. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've not been... No training so far, then?
No, this is...
Right. What can you... I guess, what have you done?
I know this. So she probably will just like fumble through the couple of spells that she has and like do them mostly wrong. like she just learned it herself, self-taught out of a book or something. A secret book in a basement somewhere.
No, that's very impressive, considering you've picked that much up all on your own is very impressive.
From the secret book in the basement that was not at all suspicious.
No, I mean, suspicion is there's a that's like a spectrum, right? For suspicious. Was the book like talking back to you?
No.
Okay, that's good. That's all good. Yeah, if the book didn't seem alive, that's a very good indication for you that it was on the lower end of suspicious.
I think an adventure left it, to be honest.
So it was just a questionable book. The book wasn't suspicious, but its contents were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, trust it to Vinter Mage to be like, oh, that's only kind of suspicious. It's fine.
I mean, as long as we're establishing the book isn't a demon, I think we're on a good
I
starting
don't think
step.
it was a demon. I think somebody just left it behind as they went off and got killed or something. I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, there was just this real big kerfuffle with mages and Templars. A lot of things happened.
Yeah, I think at that point, Calyx would go off on a tangent, just like wanting to hear about all of the weird shit that gets left in your family's lost and found, I guess. If that's also where you found this.
Yeah, probably lots of weird stuff, some random stuff. Probably like a puppy or something.
Some Mabari puppy.
And with that, well, one thing and another, your voyage passes, and Antiva City is hoving into sight. Y'all are coming in through this really elaborate drawbridge setup they've got on one end of their bay. There are roads and buildings and palaces and everything carved into these steep hills, all surrounding this natural deep water bay full of ships coming and going, bustling trade port. Anyone who has been here before will be it's a normal day in Antiva. Whatever that means to whoever's been here before, probably specifically Mariana. Normal day in Antiva City. The boat docks. Y'all are the captain thinks y'all everything's. If you need any transport, look me up. I can take you around. Be happy to have y'all working with us. It'll be great. And y'all are kind of just set loose in Antiva, sort of. A couple things happen kind of all at once. This is not a big thing. Sorry, I phrased that poorly. A few people are waiting with varying levels of conspicuousness at the docks. Mariana, describe how your master is waiting for you in a very inconspicuous way.
Oh, probably impatiently, standing there with her arms crossed, probably tapping her foot in very nice dress.
So conspicuous then, not at all inconspicuous. I love it.
Yeah, with the power that she carries in the city,
That's a good point. Your group doesn't necessarily need to be secretive here at home now, do they?
Yeah, and and she is currently first Talon, so she's pretty much out in the open.
So she's going to, as soon as she sees you disembark, she's just going to, and just kind of, it's kind of one of those, let's go already. Probably not the most impatient you've ever seen her, but close. And nearby, she has a carriage waiting.
I imagine, too, there are a few inconspicuous people in the crowd as well. There is just watching to make sure nothing happens.
To make sure nothing happens, but also maybe to act if something does happen, if opportunities present themselves.
Yeah.
You know how things are in Antiva. So do you get in this carriage with her?
Yeah, I'll turn to everyone else. Do I know a inn or something that they would all be relatively safe at?
Of course. Hold on. Let me see if there's a notable place.
Some place where they're not going to get stabbed or robbed or.
All right. So you can there's a very nice inn off of the Boulevard of the Seas. It's basically the main pathway of the city. Y'all, the Crows use it all the time to house dignitaries or important people. It is probably the safest place in the city because the Crows won't do business there, and no one else is going to dare to do business there. So presumably it's all safe. We will call that. We'll call that the Blackwing Inn. That's probably
Okay.
subtle enough. That's probably subtle enough for Antiva.
Okay, then I'll turn to everyone else getting off the boat. If you need a place to stay, you can try at the Blackwing Inn. I can meet you there later if you all are still around.
I think Calix is mistakenly also working for the carriage, because I think Asala has to this point handled our transportation and tends to give us fancy rides. So I think I just assumed she got that.
Oh,
for us.
no.
I think
Calix,
Asala
that's-
reaches out and without a word, just sort of grabs his like robe and just without looking at him, just sort of is like, nope, 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 and gives Mariana a like, I know that I can't do anything to help you, but like, hope this works out cool kind of a look. Like, I am not equipped to aid you in any way, but my heart is with you.
I'll give Asala an encouraging smile, and I'll turn and go to the carriage.
All right. The carriage rattles off, and we're going to stick around here at the docks for a second. Let's actually talk. Let's talk to Atrian real fast. So, Atrian, you're here looking for someone. Had
I'm-
you sent word ahead that you were coming to anybody? Do you have anyone here that you were meeting, or?
I'm not sure if Adrian would have any actual proper contact proper within the city.
Okay.
And I don't think I have any feature that would have allowed me to have such contact. But first thing I will take a look around, see if I find any kin, and see how they're treated in the city, because that's a much bigger city than Kirkwall.
Yeah, this is a massive. Antiva City is a
Mhm.
genuinely massive city. It basically managed to hold its own as an independent state for a long time until it just kind of became the capital of a nation. If that tells you anything, it is a truly massive city, especially by Dragon Age standards. Nicely, the Dalish are not necessarily treated great, but it's
Yeah.
also probably one of the more permissive cities in Thedas, all things considered. It's very much a city of, we don't ask questions.
Yeah.
You live your life and leave us alone.
Fair amount
Don't
of city
steal
elves,
from
I'm
our
assuming,
boats.
that are not necessarily Dales, but
Yeah, there are a couple of there is a big elf district in the city that's kind of a holdover from when they were less well treated in the past in this nation, and presumably several Dalish camps just outside the city walls. Everyone that you see is being pretty well treated overall. I guess this is a good thing to note that Antiva City is the base of operations for the Crows, the Antivan Crows, and the Crows frequently will recruit from the Dales.
Mhm.
So that's everyone's pretty chill here. You're not seeing anyone just being like yelled at or talked down to as
Yeah.
much as you would in Ferelden or Orlais, especially.
not too many shimp calling us knife ears and things like that.
Yeah, the occasional rude sailor, but they're drunk idiots anyway. So
Yeah. It's all right. At some point, they're gonna go in back alley.
yeah,
but-
society will take its course on them.
Yeah. But I figure it's probably just good to be in proximity of possible under Shenlem here, and just for prosperity. So I'm just gonna look at our little friend that is probably just a bit lost, Valentina. I'm guessing they're not from around here either. Is it your first time in the city as well?
I've never left my town before this, so yeah, this is new to me.
So I guess it makes us both stranger in strange land.
Yeah, there's a lot to see.
All right, huh? Let's stick together for now, and hopefully not control and go to wherever our companion recommended us. And hopefully,
Well, I don't know what they're doing.
I've seen that look before on the woman's face. Last time somebody looked at me like that way, it wasn't necessarily for a good thing.
It's fine. It's fine.
She can hold her own. Should be fine.
So we probably shouldn't go exploring right now.
Probably. I mean, honestly, she mentioned a place. I have no idea where that is. And my trade tongue is not as fluent as yours. So I might accidentally slip and insult the locals. So.
Okay, well, I'll try to find it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Well, it looks
if
like
y'all-
there's a local playground nearby.
Yeah, there is.
If y'all want to go find the Blackwing Inn, that is totally doable.
I'm probably gonna get absolutely fucking lost in this place.
Oh yeah, that's part of the fun of any new city, right? How else are you gonna learn? It does not take y'all long or too many questions, and honestly, just walking around and looking at road signs and signs and things like that, y'all can find the Boulevard of the Seas pretty simple, pretty easily. It's this main road in the city. It is paved in turquoise and sea green tiles. And it's a pretty unique feature of the town or of the city. Y'all are able to find that, and after just a little bit of time wandering around, y'all will be able to find the Blackwing Inn. And if y'all go inside and inquire about rooms or anything like that, eventually the proprietor will be like, "Oh, wait, hold on. Marianne recommended you, right?
I think
Miss
that
Delamore?
was her name. That was her name, right?
Yes.
And the innkeeper will be like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, word came. We have some rooms prepared for y'all, and one of the back rooms was reserved for your party for this evening for the evening meal. So y'all have a few hours still before that happens if y'all want to go exploring."
Yeah. This makes me wonder who the fuck have we been traveling with?
Can we get a read of that off of this the innkeeper? Like, are they?
Oh yeah,
afraid, are they like afraid of Mary?
Hey, Adrian, yeah, if you want to make that roll, you absolutely can.
I mean, we know what she can do in the back alley. She's a terrifying woman.
That would probably be perception, cunning,
Is it
empathy.
I think it's imperial equivalent of inside checking.
Yeah,
Age.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's do an empathy. Empathy focus on perception. We'll see how that goes. That seems right. So if you have empathy, you can use that, and if not, just perception.
I believe in you. All right. I don't have anything, so just do perception.
Okay. It's less of like a high standing necessarily of Mariana. More of it's like a home field advantage kind of thing. Like, this is her town. Whoever she went with was probably more powerful, and this seems like one of those just kind of like, I'm gonna treat your friends right, just I need you to do like favor for an underling, for like a favored underling or employee kind of deal.
All right. All right then. I look at my things. I barely have anything on me. Well, I guess I'm just gonna keep my things on me and come back later. And I've looked at what did Mr. and Mrs. Fancy Pants come with us?
I'm gonna say no for right now.
Okay.
We're gonna cut back to them here in a second. Right now, it's just you and Valentina.
Did Valentina have a lot of luggage with her?
She had almost nothing with her.
Mhm.
She literally like took her chance and ran.
All right. In that case, we'll walk around the city. Or, I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah. So she would walk around, probably looking at absolutely everything. Super excited.
All right.
A tourist.
All right, then we'll have Atrian and Valentina head out and do that. And we'll cut back to the docks just after the carriage wandered off. And Atrian and Valentina wandered off. Asala and Calix, I want one of y'all to describe a Orlesian Circle Mage for me. That is part of y'all's little group. Y'all have this special new little group that's working together in kind of the aftermath of that whole nasty incident with the Templars and the circles and everything. Tell us about this group a little bit, and tell us about this Orlesian mage who's part of it with y'all, who is approaching y'all dockside.
Okay. So I want you to imagine in like all of the post-apocalyptic movies, you have like this sort of snake oil salesman who comes out on top in the end, right? Like it's the one who like in the post-apocalyptic movie is like their brand of outfit. Like this is not what they look like because it's Dragon Age, but it's that type of character that like still decides that their sort of Mad Max attire is going to look like a tuxedo. You know what I mean? And a top hat for like no real reason. It's that character. So this is somebody who like very much, whereas Calix and Asala are kind of sort of fraught with navigating where the bounds of the world they live in and their ideas differ. This is someone who has embraced it. This is someone who has sort of embraced like the sort of chaos now that the old order has been upended in a lot of ways and has seen many opportunities to come with the breaking down of long-held societal barrier. And so I imagine they don't have any sort of like the type of noble bearing that just sort of comes with being of like Calix and Asala, but they're absolutely the commoner that still has the nicest outfit in the room, regardless of the fact that like their heraldry is not worth shit, but who cares? They still look better than you. And it's definitely like that type of character who thrives in like a city like this in a time where things have a lack of where things are still not settled. And this is a character who has embraced that. And I'm really good at names, and I'm not vamping at all for time. Their name is Pherrun, Pherrun, UN, and they are just sort of jauntily, like they look like, you know, every sort of very fancy pants merchant, and are just delighted. They are delighted to be causing shenanigans, whereas Calix and Asala are kind of like, are we actually going to cause some shenanigans? Oh my god.
I absolutely love this. Pherrun, boy, I've never ever actually thought that I would get to use this descriptor. Farron flounces their way towards you. Things billowing, jangling a little bit. Kind of the crowd.
Does he have a Kentucky Derby hat? You know what I mean?
I don't know that the thing on their head could be classified as just a hat. It is an edifice. Like, they might have drinks hidden in there. I'm really just leaning into this person. This person has gone like extra from all the freedom, and I love it. So Farron flounces up to you. Boy, I love the way that sounds. It just goes, "Oh my goodness! Welcome to Antiva City. Hello. I am the illustrious mage Farron. Our amazing group said you were coming. I have the best news for you."
Mm-hmm.
We have a job. Well, you two have a job. I'm not leaving the city. I have a beautiful estate here in town, and the grapes have just become ripe on the vine. Soon I will be making wine with my toes.
One tends to use grapes or other fruit, but I am sure if anyone can find a way, you can.
They look baffled for a moment, and he goes, "Oh, I understand. You're a commoner from up to Vinter. You don't understand quality wine. No, I press all my wine myself with my bare feet."
At the commoner, like Calyx is like disappearing into the hedge meme.
Well, and I think like Asala, not like in reality because there's no hedge, is grabbing Calyx out of the hedge, like, "Oh no, my friend, we are in this together from now till forever." And I think Asala sort of recovers because I imagine their correspondence has been very academic and very serious about serious mage business, TM. So I think that there's a bit of a disconnect between like this presentation and what she was imagining. And I think she sort of recovers and says, "Oh, well, yes, appreciation for you finding commoners such as us suitable employment among your associates. What will we be doing?"
"You're getting out of my town." "Oh no, I'm sorry, little joke. Look, there are very few mages here anymore. Most of them left. There was a whole kerfuffle off in Olay, you remember, with the green thing in the sky. It was terrible. No, we've tell you what, dears, come with me. We're going to go to my home. We'll talk, and then you can go to whatever inn you've prepared here in town this evening. We'll go talk for a few hours and share a delightful tea."
Wonderful. And like, I think as Calyx is about to like remember that he has a pie in the oven in Ferelden, she just sort of is like, "Nope, this is what we're doing." Oh my god, I hope, yes.
So Farron leads the two of you, does not offer to carry a bag at all, and in fact gives you weird looks when both of y'all start carrying bags instead of magicking them somewhere. Leads you across the city up to one of actually an honest to goodness pretty palatial looking estate up on one of the cliffs, not too far away from the main bay. Pretty good access to kind of everything in the city, really. Golden gates open There are fountains. There are whatever the Thaden peacocks are wandering about. Many servants just bustling, and a few that come and offer to take your bags, and they are waved off by Farron, who says, "No, they're not staying, dear. It's fine. Just take us to the tea room, and not the good tea room. I'm afraid they might be dusty from the road. We'll go to the other tea room." Yes.
I wouldn't want to upset folks that have prepared. We'd be happy to stay if that would continue to improve the morale of.
Oh, sweetheart, you're adorable. No one stays in my house but me, especially not a filthy Tevinter. Let's sit down and have tea. They lead you through their house to what can best be described as a storeroom that has been converted to a small tea room. There is a window. It looks out on what looks to be a beautiful garden. There is a fantastic tea service waiting there. There are a few comfy chairs, very worn, broken in chairs, not like high presentation chairs. They gesture you to sit down. A butler pours tea and then leaves, and as soon as the door clicks closed, Farron just like kind of crumples into the chair and just goes, "Oh my god, I hate it here." When you get back, you tell who's ever in charge that if I have to keep pretending to be the Queen's wizard, I'm gonna blow this whole city up.
It still feels too soon.
Probably. Look, sorry for the Tevinter thing. Gotta keep up appearances. We hate y'all. Y'all hate us and want to conquer us again. Water under the bridge. The tea is real good though. And they just look exhausted now.
I think Isala is trying really hard to hide the fact that she finds all of this utterly delightful. Like, whatever is happening, she's like, yes. And she sort of leans forward and takes out, I think she has actually sewn it on the inside of like one of the, like a pleat in her robe. Like, I think there's like a dart like at the waist, and she has actually sewn a packet of letters that have been exchanged between the two of them, or between the three of them rather, like the two, Tervinter, these two and Tervinter and Farron, and sits down and leans over, and I think her eyes are like dancing, like this is like gleeful, like first time kid out of like, I'm a freshman in college and somebody said fraternity row, let's do this. Like kind of that, like, yes. And how many times can I fill the red cup? Like it's that energy. She sort of leans forward and is like, so tell me what we're doing.
Oh boy, you're way too excited about this. Okay. So we're sending you up north into the woods. There's some shit going on up there. A bunch of Dalish clans have gone missing with literally no trace of them. There's some freaking weird prophet of theirs wandering around, like talking about some sort of revival of the old elven nation, which, like, look, bless them if they want to try for a kingdom again. Maybe now is the time it will work for more than a few centuries, but that's still right next to Tevinter, and I'm pretty sure y'all would just smash them. It's not my department. What's bad is we think they have a magic bomb. And we don't need to tell, I don't need to tell you all this. The Veil's not doing great right now. It's only been a couple years since the whole breach thing. And we had word that there was like a weird like rift tornado in the ocean not long ago, and stuff is popping off. Like there's something going on with alluvians. It's something. The Fade's not doing great. The Veil's not doing great. People are saying that they've seen freaking elf gods wandering around again, and that's not a good sign. So we need y'all to go up to Arlathan, find an elf guide or somebody who can take you there, and figure out what this prophet's doing and what is going on, and if it's bad, stop it.
Yeah, so there's 4 or 5 of those bullet points that we need to fill you in on more information already. Definitely Elven God involved. Not sure if the prophet is an asshole or not, but he's definitely out there. We rode through that tornado thing with the prophet.
That gets Farron's attention. Like they are leaning forward now.
Would magic bomb? Do you think that was the little ones?
The little what?
Solid. Help me out.
They had these 30 or so stone devices that could be deployed.
Wait, hold on. And he just like he gets up, goes over to a blank wall, pushes on a stone, a bookshelf appears, and he just like grabs a scroll or he grabs a notebook and then brings it back over to the table and just the Inquisition finds the veil stones.
Yeah,
Yes.
the ship that we were on had 30 or so of them all loaded into the cargo hold. Either the prophet or the Dreadwolf did some magical bullshit.
I'm sorry, the Dreadwolf?
Yes.
And y'all walked away. Two
I mean,
Tevinter mages walked away from the Dreadwolf untouched.
I mean, to be fair,
One.
Calix was quite touched, and it
Yes.
was not so much
What?
it was ejected.
And to be, 1 Tevinter mage, 1 Navaran mage, and yes, ejected from the Fade by the wolf.
It was rude. I mean, if I'm being honest, if we're going to say what it was rude.
Mhm.
Farron has grabbed another notebook and is now like scribbling in it, just desperately. We're going to say y'all are going to catch them up. I'm sorry. They are a non-binary individual, and I am going to make sure I stop misgendering our own creation. I apologize. You're going to catch them up. They're going to take copious notes, and while y'all are doing that, we're going to take our break, and we're going to come back, see what's going on in Mariana. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. Get some water, take a break, and we'll come back for more revelations. Welcome back to our Tuesday night Dragon Age campaign. We're going to pick up our exciting adventure with Mariana and her master in their carriage, rattling away from the docks. Your master just kind of looks at you and just goes, interesting way to get home.
Yeah, something magic happened. There was a shipwreck. Here, and I'll dig in my bag and I'll pull out a bundle of papers and ledgers and letters that have various insignia and heraldry of important houses of Kirkwall, and I'll hand that over to her as requested.
Ah, thank you. Perfect. It's something magic, huh? And she doesn't just like toss it over her shoulder. She sets it down carefully on the bench next to her. And then it's just kind of gone. It's magic carriage. Don't worry about it. Yeah, something magic. We heard about that. It's troubling.
Green tornado. Yeah, we ended up in Eastwatch, and that was the quickest ship we could get.
Well, good job improvising. Our agent Nestwatch sent thanks for your help. It was very kind of you.
I had some time to kill.
Yes, you and your puns. So, you want to pick up where your sister left off then?
Yeah, what happened to her? Do we know?
We're not sure. And as you might guess, that's rather annoying. Something's happening up in Arlathan. Something big. We think too much of the forest has gone quiet. Too many of our people have lost connections or been lost themselves. Your sister is one of several that are just outright missing on contracts. Regardless of if you were wanting to finish her assignment, I would be sending you to Arlathan next anyways.
I understand. What's the goal of the contract?
There is a shaman, for lack of a better term, of a Dalish clan that had been spreading some fairly vicious rumors about some Orlesian noble. No one cares. We have the full payment. I think the noble actually died in a duel last week, if I'm getting the right notices from Orlais. It doesn't matter. We still need to finish the job, and we still need to find our people. And picking up the trail of that clan is the best lead we have right now.
Do we have a name?
She digs kind of down in a pocket and pulls out an envelope, passes it to you, and says, "Everything we have is in there." The keeper was Keeper Garin. They're, by all accounts, fairly unremarkable, except for them running their mouths to the wrong nobles. So we don't actually honestly care if they die anymore. We need to find our people. Find this keeper, find out what's going on. Fix it if you have the means and the opportunity. Find your sister and any other crows that have gone missing out there.
She stares down at the envelope for a minute. When I find them, are they part of the contract now, or am I bringing them back?
Oh, bring our people home. We need to figure out what's going on. Anyone that gets in your way, we're calling this one an open contract. Do what you need to. Find my crows.
Understood.
No one's off limits if they get in your way.
Question for you, Matt. Did I hear in Estwatch that the Prophet was heading up that way as well, or was that everyone else but me?
Oh boy. I think you were still there for that one. That was before the captain left.
Okay.
So I think you heard that as well.
There's a seeker, a powerful one involved. Just so you know.
A seeker? What business does a seeker have with this? Wouldn't they be rallying to the former Inquisitor person?
I don't know. He calls himself the Prophet.
Oh, him again. He's a seeker, you say?
He seemed to be. He carried their symbol.
Well, that's very interesting. The Prophet's an elf, though.
Yes.
Not many elves amongst the seekers. Hold on one moment. And she knocks on the roof of the carriage. And a second later, another crow swing, the door opens while y'all are still moving, and another crow just hops in. Master. And she whispers something to him, and he takes off. And a little bit later, a different crow hops up on the other side of the carriage and hands a packet into her. She opens up and says, You were traveling with some mages from the Imperium, weren't you?
Yes, they were on the same ship. We caught a ship back. Terrible dancers, but...
Well, I hate to do this to you. I truly do. I think you're going to have to find some way to motivate them to go with you. Especially the Tevinter one.
Okay.
She opens back up this bundle that she had received. She rifles through it, and she pulls out one page. She folds it up and she hands it to you and says, show them this whenever you think it's appropriate. Apparently, one of their pet projects was to see if they could break a seeker and steal whatever powers them. We lost track of that seeker. We knew they were an elf, which was unusual enough, but something happened where they were keeping him, and he slipped into the night. And the Prophet showed up not long after that. If you said the Prophet's a seeker, this might be the same person, and that's an interesting coincidence.
That it is. Okay, I'll convince them. Not to worry.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions or directives I can help you with before you take a night of rest? There's a little bit of pointed emphasis on the night of rest.
No, I have everything I hear. I say with the envelope and I slip it into my bag. Thank you for sending me instead of someone else.
Family's very important, my dear. Family is very important. Find your sister, and both of you come back. There's too much work to be done, and I will not be deprived of my best little birds.
Understood.
And she just kind of like stomps her foot twice, and the carriage stops, and she gestures out one of the doors, and through that door you can see the outside of the Blackwing Inn.
Okay.
We arranged accommodation for your shipmates if they wanted to take us up on it. Perhaps you might find some willing cover there.
That is too kind of you.
Well, I have to keep the cages clean, don't I?
I was I'll nod my head towards her and turn and walk into the inn.
All right, let's flip back over real fast to Atrian and Valentina. Tell me where y'all have gone in the city. You can make places up if you want. The wiki only says so much about Antifa City, so make some stuff up. Go nuts. Where have y'all wandered around to?
A bakery.
You found the best croissants.
That's great. I'm going in full tourist mode, basically. So, like there's the bakery, there's probably a junk shop where somebody's just selling random stuff. And I got my new BFF with me, so I'm like dragging him everywhere with me.
How does Atrian feel about being dragged around to all these places?
Honestly, he does not mind all that much. Going around in the city with somebody that is what appeared to be a proper trained tourist allows him to actually go many places, listen to a lot of people, and be a bit inconspicuous about things. I mean, you enjoy the company. Trent finds Valentina a bit interesting based on her personality. It is evident that she hasn't left home ever.
Yeah.
But same is for him. So.
But she's super excited to be hanging out with Adrian. She's like, "Yeah, this is my buddy."
Yes. Yeah. We haven't just met like a few days ago.
I know. You're still my friend.
Yeah. And she's a bit more accustomed to the no champ culture and food. So I'm probably gonna try a few of the local food that I would not have tried otherwise. But it's interesting. While doing some paying attention to the people and trying to spot points of interest in where trades would be done on our way.
It does not take long. There are a couple of marketplaces. One that is more visited by the Dalish, and you can probably eventually lead your friend over that way.
Yeah. If I find an elven like shop or food shop, and like it can be like small like pop-up stall or something, I'll get a little something and share my home cuisine with my newfound companion.
She would really enjoy that. Like she seems to have no problem at all.
So you see, this is what we call a quippa. It's a little fruit delicacy that we used to make here in our home with food that we could forage.
Do you know how to make it?
I know how to make it. I'm honestly not very good at it, but it's not complicated either.
But you should make it. Like, really like it.
I'll probably buy a few because it's a food that probably keeps well for travels. So, and I'm assuming that a lot of my previously owned food has been filled with salt water. So,
Yeah, I'd be a little salty.
no. I want to keep my sodium level like balanced.
So while you're at this market, I would like Atrian to
Yes.
do a perception seeing roll for me.
I can do that, and let's see if it will roll it properly this time. So, did it add the +2 from the? Did it add the +2 from the seeing? So that should be 16.
Okay. Cool. Can I also get Valentina to do a perception roll?
Yes. One moment. While I remembered how I did this before. Valentina's having a great time. She is so glad to actually get out of that town that she was in. This is best day ever. I lost my Roll20 tab. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
It just disappeared. Unless somebody magicked it away. You just don't want me to roll well, right?
Of course, I always want my people to roll well. It's
Mhm.
much more interesting.
Okay. I'm sorry I'm holding everybody
Yeah,
up.
if we roll like shit, he does not get the chance to tell us all the fun stuff that he prepared.
That's true. Okay. Finally, I got this up. I'm going to pull my sheet up. And where is this perception?
First tab, from the bottom on the left, third one.
Powers?
I know, character tab.
Oh, character. Okay.
Yep.
I see it. So I check that box.
Mm-hmm.
Did I? Yeah. No,
There we go.
Okay.
All
Took me a
right.
second to remember.
No, you got there. It's all good. So, all right, Valentina, you are just kind of overwhelmed by the sights and sounds of this place. This is a much bigger market than the one you're used to. All sorts of weird people coming and going here. Lots of colors and smells and everything. Atrian,
Yes.
there are 2 Dalish elves who have been pretty subtly following y'all. You're not entirely sure for how long, but it's been like at least a couple of turns here on the market.
Okay. In that case, I mean, I honestly don't know what Valentina can do because I've seen her on a boat toss shit overboard. For all that Adrian knows, she's just a tourist here that just happened to be on the boat. She's very kind and I appreciate her. But obviously, wouldn't want to put anybody in harm's way. I'll try to look around to see if I can find like alley and crooks and that I can probably slip away or get an advantageous position if shit goes down.
Okay. Yeah, you can. This is a pretty crowded market. You can
Yeah.
slip between some stalls or something.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? They did not. They seem to still be following after y'all's path. So
Or how far apart are they from us?
10, 15 feet.
Alright.
They're being saved mostly by how many people are kind of in
Okay.
between y'all.
Okay. And is there like any like stall where next to where they are, or like
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stalls kind of lining this whole corridor.
All right. I mean, I guess it'll be worth discussing with them, seeing what it's about.
Okay. Are you just gonna approach
Uh,
them or
I
sneak up
will-
on them?
I will look at whatever is close by, like store wise, and just like, oh, this looks interesting. Whatever it is maybe like, I don't know, a fancy hat shop or something like that. That's it.
Okay. They're bad at this.
Yeah.
They're not the like experts of stealth. If this was like
Yeah.
in modern day, they would have like seen some spy movies and thought that they could do tailing based on that.
Yeah.
So they actually are like just kind of they're looking at the stall across the way from you. And like one of them keeps like just checking in on your position.
Just gonna I'll look around whatever stall and just give them a quick look and just nod.
They seem startled by this. Like, and it's bend their heads together and talk for a second, and then the older looking one of them, an older woman, kind of steps through the crowd and approaches you, and greets you in Dalish, and offers you a traditional greeting.
Anatara.
You're new to the city, aren't you?
Passing by.
Lots of our people are these days, it seems.
Is that so?
We've seen many visitors show up here and then head north along the old trade routes.
And by groups or mostly?
Mostly family groups. A couple of full clans have wandered through, and we've been waiting for some of the local clans to circle back around, but none have yet. We were hoping you would have news.
I've heard many freaking going to back to Alaton, which is unusual.
Her shoulders slump when you say that. She says, "Oh, that many lured by the snake, the liar,
Snake?
that one who calls himself a prophet."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, surely you've heard. He says we're all going home.
Yeah, something like that. I've and the people that, I mean, if many of us went by, you would not have seen a young girl about 15 age, did not have her Thalaslin yet. Blonde of hair, blue of eyes.
And a few that have matched that description have passed up north. Yes, a mother and daughter together. The mother said that there was a chance they could find the girl's father back home.
Do you recall if they mention a name, when they were maybe.
I'm sorry, I don't. It felt like the little one was being told not to speak of a painful memory, maybe.
I see.
Some of them have said that they think the prophet can bring back lost ones, but none of us who have heard him directly have reported that. That seems far too big a miracle for someone to accomplish here.
I mean, we all know that with the Dells, no one is truly lost.
Yes, and we will all be gathered home in time.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not introduce myself. I'm Matrian of the Elwood clan.
Oh, I am Mira. It has been a long time since I've traveled with the clan. I live here in the city with my son and his children.
And this is my current traveling companion, Valentina. And I'm assuming that Valentina will just hear Elven gibberish and her name in the middle miss a bit, which is probably very weird.
Yeah, she's trying on. I think you said hat, so she's like trying them on and just having a little hat montage while y'all are talking in something she can't understand.
Oh, I love it. That's so good. The old woman will kind of, if Valentina turns around when she hears her name, the old woman will bow to her and offer a greeting and compliment
Valentina,
you.
well, like wave friendly. I can't think of the way to say it correctly right now, but she's really nice.
The old woman will compliment whatever hat you currently have on and say, "Oh, that brings out the color of your eyes. It's very nice." And she will turn back to Atrian. Are you going north?
I'm going wherever the path leads me, and I'm currently looking for, you can guess, somebody.
I fear your path takes you into the trees then.
If it does, then so be it.
She holds out her arms to you, kind of in a grandmotherly hug kind of way.
I awkwardly respond.
She pulls you in and pats your back, and then she whispers to you and says, "Beware the darkness of the forest. Something isn't right here. And I fear the prophet is a liar." And then she'll step back and she'll grab the hand of one of her grandkids, presumably was the other person that was tailing you, and they'll just bustle off into the crowds.
I'm gonna turn back to Valentina. That hat looks great on you.
Thanks. She's going to like give you one to try on.
Yeah. You know, Atrin has like, you know, that one type of head that is not made for hats. You know, we all know somebody like that. I'm somebody like that. My head is not made for hats.
I think that's where we're going to leave off with Atrian and Valentina. I assume eventually y'all find your way back to the inn.
Oh, yeah.
Around time for dinner, where y'all will meet up with Mariana. Let's hop back over to our mage friends, Asala and Calix, and star character find of the century, Farron, who... What other things do y'all want to learn from Farron in this conversation? Is roughly what the end of the day is y'all are being sent north into the Arlathan forest. Good luck. That's really as much as the organization as a whole has for y'all.
What does the organization know about the Arlathan Forest in general?
Ooh, he's got a couple of books on that. The
Books, yay.
ancestral homeland of the Elven people. It was the seat of their empire before humans showed up. When the Tevinter Imperium was expanding and doing a conquer way back, the Tevinter mages did some sort of magic that made the earth swallow the city. So that's a bit of a sticking point for some people.
Mm-hmm.
And also was kind of the end of the major resistance during that war. Ever since then, the Arlathan Forest is still kind of considered a deeply holy place by the Elvish people in general. A lot of clans cycle through there. Every couple years, the clans have a gathering that they named the Arlathan after that forest and after their home. It rarely happens in the forest. The site of the ancient elven city is sort of still known, but there is nothing really left there. There are some other ruins of elvish settlements throughout the forest, but nothing at the suspected site of the city. And there's like all the unsubstantiated rumors of weird sightings, weird magic stuff happening there.
That would absolutely be like what piques Calix's interest, because he was going to ask, like, are there any like weird like ghost stories or like legends, like weird monster urban legend shit to look out for in this forest?
Oh, Farron hands you an entire book that's basically just like ghost stories of the Arlathan Forest, and it's stuff that's like, oh, you know, this 30-foot tall spectral holla drove off some hunters one time. There was this sighting of this giant stone golem that scared off some people that were stealing artifacts. There was this giant wolf that sometimes seen prowling the area. There's all these stories of shades showing up, and you know, the whole forest, everyone knows the whole forest is overrun with Sylvans, and it is every episode of Ghost Hunters thrown into a forest and flavored with Thetis. So now you have that. Congratulations, you now have a resource. Asala, anything you need to know from Farron?
Oh my. I think after like knowing that like Calix is really, really good with the sort of the supernatural sort of investigation piece, Asala's going to kind of lean forward and like that this is perhaps, you know, a subject that is like very serious for her, and she'll say, what have your networks uncovered of the Imperium in our absence?
Huh.
And she sort of is like smiling a little bit, and she goes, I'm assuming they miss us terribly.
Oh, and Farron is just very much just kind of like, can I bullshit this person? Will it ruin our working relationship? That is the math that's currently being done in Farron's head. And they go, oh, well, another Altus has taken over your duties in the city, of course. Who is the one Altus that Asala would hate to have take over her duties? Like, who is the Regina George to your Katie?
Oh, I think it's absolutely oh, I have a go-to name, but we used one that was too close. Lysira.
Lysira. It's Altis Lysira, and apparently they're doing just wonderful things with the students, and they've published 3 things already since you left. So you know, it seems like it's in good hands, and you know, there's still some rumblings about some of the magisterium and things like that, and you know,
Is Farron bullshitting?
No. The bullshitting part is that everything is fine. The person who replaced you is just doing great, and definitely this was not at all them going like, we got someone else in this position. Woo!
Right. Okay.
That's what he was
all right.
bullshitting you about.
Okay. I think she's going to like lean over and sort of lay her hand, not like on their hand, because you know, intimacy sort of that's breaking a wall. I imagine that the Imperium is a lot like old Yankee New Englanders.
Oh, that feels pretty accurate, actually. I hate it. Yeah.
Where it's very much like you'll know someone for 30 years and then they'll tell you whether or not they have siblings. Do you know what I mean? Like it's
Yes.
that level of intimacy exposure. So I
Mhm.
think the fact that she's like leaning over and even like puts her hand sort of in the vicinity of their hands and says, I was hoping you would tell me that they waited at least until the ship was out of sight to throw the parade.
Well, look, you ruffled some feathers, and you know, if you had kept quiet about that whole dragon thing, you probably could have made the magisterium in another decade or two. I think right now the Imperium wants everything to be fine. They have decided that there is peace in the world, and if someone doesn't say that loud enough long enough, then maybe they need to go work in a forest for a little bit.
Would that we all had the power to wish our musings into existence. Would make so many things so much easier. And I think she's sort of just like, I think she's like deep down, she's not so much hurt, but I think there's like, clearly there's like some bitterness and some anger, but there's also like, I mean, you know, joke's on you. Like,
Right. All right. Do y'all need anything else from Farron?
do they have any other interesting books that
They wave a hand and several more bookshelves appear on walls. It turns out this is like their secret library space here, not the official library. This is
Yeah.
their personal one. They just gesture around and say, you can borrow any of my texts that you think might appeal or be useful. The author to both of you. If you need to borrow some, just bring them back, and y'all can grab some at random. You can just kind of browse for a minute, see if anything pops out to you.
Esala is going to absolutely take a good look at that library and will confer with the beneficent world master in between sessions as to what level of literary bullshit is Jennifer going to get away with, and that is fine.
Oh,
Okay.
I would just grab stories on like the elven gods to refresh what is probably Calix's not very solid knowledge on that. Feels like something I should now be reading into.
Okay. Here's what we'll do then. I would like Calix to do a roll for me. Perception, no. Cunning. Do a cunning roll for me.
Sure. Does heraldry help?
You can sure add that in, and we'll see if it get. Yes, because I love the idea that heraldry is going to save the day here.
That's a roll.
So okay, this isn't necessarily like a high roll is needed here. I will let you do something weird with those stunt points. I'm gonna cash those in. You're going to get 3 books. One of them is a fairly standard book on the elven gods. One of them is called The Walking Dreadwolf. And one of them is called The Shapes in the Earth. These are the 3 books you grab. I'm going to say with the stunt points you got, all 3 of them will have information you need. You're just eventually going to stumble into it.
Okay.
And let's see. Asala, you're going to get just an intro magic book for Valentina because, you can't have a baby mage just wandering around just helpless. That looks bad for all mages.
Of course. Would you like me to also make a heraldry roll?
If you would like to, you certainly can.
I really want the last roll as we're like clinging to life on a cliffside somewhere, on fire, for like one of us to be like, who doesn't have heraldry as a thing, to like that be the last roll that like seals the breach, ends the blight, brings back the cornfields, brings
for
peace
some
to
reason
the elves and the humans, and everything is fine.
Oh yeah, that seems great.
It would help if there we go. All right. Okay. So 3. I don't think I did that right.
You didn't do heraldry on that, so. Oh wait, no, you did?
I have it as a focus. Does that?
Yeah.
Did I click the wrong thing?
I don't think so. You got to focus. There it goes. Okay. You did. That's weird. I don't know what happened there, but.
I probably did it wrong. I would take the second one. The second one was me just clicking heraldry in my character sheet. The third one was me typing numbers into the thing. The first one was me typing numbers into the thing.
Well, we'll take the heraldry roll then. Okay. I will let you know what books you find with your roll afterwards. We will talk about what books interest Asala. And so Farron offers y'all their carriage to take you back to the inn after this conversation with your new books and everything. And it's just about dinner time when y'all pull up outside of the inn. Everyone's gathered together. Everyone is back in, has been led back to the back dining room. There's a nice meal that's brought in. All y'all there around the table. Just before y'all are able to really bite into it, though, there is a scream from outside, and a back door that connects like out to the kitchens or a storeroom or something on the other end of the room bursts open, and in lurches a wooden humanoid shape, its eyes glowing green, and it just opens its mouth and screams at you. And that's where we're going to close it out for tonight. thank y'all, everybody, for hanging out with us and watching. We're going to go around in the opposite way that we started. Tell us your favorite thing of the night. Tell us where we can find you next and anything else you want to promote. And that means we're going to start with Nikki. Favorite thing, where we can find you next, and anything else you want to promote.
Started with me.
I ended with you.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay, we can come back.
Okay.
All right. Rafiki, favorite thing, where we can find you next, anything else?
So, favorite thing, I mean, just the overall amazing roleplay from all this wonderful, amazing cast. It's all so much fun. And that mage is just so extra, and I love them. But yeah, there's too many favorite moments to just pick one, honestly. But hey, other than that, I am Rafiki. You can find me next this Thursday on the GR Crew channel, and also as a one-off on this Sunday as well on the GR Crew channel, where we'll be running a honey heist with some friends. So that will be a lot of chaos with bears and boats. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Very, very cool. Icy Historian.
Hello, team. I am still at IC Historian on the internet, all the places I feel like being found. I think my favorite part tonight was my messaging with Pat when Mariana was in the carriage being like, they absolutely put a hit out on us. We absolutely have a hit out on us. We have a hit out on us. And then it being like, go to the woods. And we were like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't want to fight my friends.
Wait, hold on. Do y'all want a hit out on you? Because I can put a hit out. This is fine.
I thought it was going to happen.
Carriage, crows. I hear you have two people from like the land of the assholes traveling with you. Like, do you know how their one defining personality trait in every piece of media associated with this franchise is that they're assholes and everyone hates them? It would sure be terrible if they accidentally were on fire while being stabbed to death. Which, listen, it couldn't, you know what? If it's going to be anyone, Mariana, I want it to be you. I for one, welcome the point of your dagger. But that was pretty great. I think everything is awesome. I'm loving this crew. It is getting me totally back into the place that I was when I fell in love with this world, and I love creating our part of it. So it's awesome. And I play games with a bunch of people and do stuff sometimes.
Very cool. Not me rewriting any part of this campaign at all on the fly for inter-party drama. Nope. Anna, favorite part, where we can find you next? Anything else you want to promote?
Yeah. I also thought when the two mages were brought up that it was going to be a hit on them. I was thinking, oh, this is going to be awkward. Favorite part, though, I think is a tie between the flouncing mage and just the clockwork efficiency of the crows in the city. Just the message system and everything. I really like how that was portrayed. But yeah, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. If any of that sounds interesting, you find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. I stream in a lot of places. Wednesday nights, you can find me over on Valdrin's channel playing Morphs in the Swamp, which is our Animorphs-themed Blades in the Dark campaign. We're coming up on the season finale. It's going to be a very traumatic, possibly including space and time travel episode, or a pair of episodes. So good time to jump in. Sundays, you can find me either over on Gona_Hawking at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, playing D&D in a world of 1930s technology. I play a blade singer over there, a noblewoman who is on a run after her aunt killed her family and led a coup. Or you can find me on Guild of the Phoenix playing Cyberpunk Red at 8 p.m. Eastern, where I play a medtech who is trying desperately to keep this party alive when they want to die so badly. And Mondays, you can find me on Weave the Tale playing Alien Paradise Lost, which is our Alien TTRPG actual play where everything is great and the colony is perfect. Wayland Yutani did not pay me to say these things. If podcasts are more your thing, you can find me on Response Team, Undercrown, a Lancer actual play podcast playing through No Room for a Wallflower. Our first episode for that drops next Monday, so very soon. And just announced Heroes of New Halcyon, which is a City of Mist actual play podcast following teen superheroes who have grown up and moved away and are now returning to their old city to find a very different place. That's fun. The best place to find where and when I'm streaming is on Twitter, so give me a follow there.
Very, very cool. Pat, favorite thing where we can find you next? Anything else you want to promote?
Favorite thing was the conversation between Mariana and her boss in the cart. Just the vibes of that relationship just from that one conversation were very good. And yeah, I'm Pat. Next place you can find me is Sunday night on my channel with I See Historian and Nikki and some more of our friends playing Ruby Tooth Bay, our Urban Shadows campaign.
Very cool, very cool. Nikki, we're back around to you.
I liked all of it. It was a good game. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Oh yeah, we're getting you some books to learn stuff.
Yeah. And
Don't accidentally assume a demon, because that would be awkward.
Well, for the talking one, then that probably will be interesting.
I mean, look, I would be lying if I said I haven't put down a note that says talking magic book? Question mark? It's fine.
Yeah, of all this other stuff that you got simmering.
You can always put one more pot on the stove. You can stack them if you do it right.
Y'all, I think we're in trouble.
No, it's fine. Where can people find you next, Nikki?
What's today? Tuesday? Tomorrow I am in a one-shot on Weave the Tale of Kids on Brums. And Thursday I'm back on this channel. And that's all I can remember right now.
Well,
I think I'm an alien game too, but I'm not sure what's going to happen to my character.
Well, they can come back on Thursday for a very good Star Wars game, and they can find where to find you next after that.
Yes. Exactly. And yeah, Pat's at Sunday on his channel. Yeah, so things. Games.
Perfect. And I am Matt. I'm a content creator of various stripes. You can find me here again on Thursday in the same game with Nikki. That's the Star Wars game. I play Jai, a sweet summer child who's having to grow up and he hates it. You can find me over on my streaming channel, Fifth Draw Live, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings, where I just play whatever game strikes my fancy. We did Dead by Daylight the other day and had a good time being Mr. Hellraiser. It was great. It was good fun. And I have a podcast where me and two friends take a public domain property, slap a fresh coat of paint on it, called Hard Reboot. You can check out. And I have a custom prop shop called Forge of Destiny, where I make custom lightsabers and other props. I'm working on a truly massive Buster Sword right now. And at the next con I'm going to be at, if you're going to be in that area, which follow my Twitter for more information on that. Whenever I get around to figuring out when that's going to be, you can take a picture with it, enter a raffle to win it. We can do all sorts of things. I can make you one if you want. Shipping will be a nightmare if you don't live within driving distance of me. I'm very sorry. And with that, I'm going to hand this back over to our host, Raven, and she's going to fill y'all in on all of our sponsors.
Awesome. That was fantastic. Quite enjoyed watching that. Yeah, our sponsors, before we go on our raid here, They are right there in chat, which is Fundamental RPG. It's a simple D20 system that's not tied to a genre, so you can use it to play any type of game that you would like, from high fantasy to sci-fi and everything in between. You can pick up the physical copy on Amazon. There's a link right to it there in chat. Or if you prefer a digital version, you can pick that up at coffee.com/Raven. Like my name is spelled in the URL, if you're currently on Twitch, or RAVVYN if you're not. Also go check out Die Hard Dice. Specifically, the Luminous Chrome set this month is particularly awesome. It is clear with sort of a swirly, glittery stuff inside of it. It's hard to describe, and unfortunately I don't have my camera up right now, or I would show you. But I highly recommend it. They're very fun to roll. The light catches the glitter really nicely when you roll them. It's quite nice. But you can pick that up at dieharddice.com. If you use the code ANIMUS with a capital A, you can get 10% off of your order. And then finally, if you want to catch up on this show or any others that are on the channel, you can do so at the Fantasy Network at watch.fantasy.network. Next up on Black Feather Guild will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Time over on YouTube, where we're going to be streaming Black Feather Paranormal Investigations. It is a very fun, spooky game, a very episodic storyline. If you've played Phasmophobia, it's a little bit like that, but a tabletop game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't have a fancy URL for YouTube yet, so just go to YouTube and search for Black Feather Guild. You should see our crest pop right up there. And again, that will be at 6 p.m. Mountain Time tomorrow. So yeah, thank you again, everybody, for watching, and to all the cast for being amazing. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.